All right, are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are ready for this because this is going to blow your mind.
That dude in the hairpiece the whole time, that was Bruce Willis.
Nice little tie in there, man. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm done.
Drop the mic.
Leave it on. I was wondering. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, I can't look at Greg like Greg's looking at me because I get lost in your eyes.
Oh.
Welcome, everybody, to Culture Copia Podcast. My name is Robert, and with me is Casey, Matt, Greg, and Nate. Say hi,
Tanglin
everybody.
Nate Haskins.
All right.
Got the special mic today.
In today's episode, we're going to be discussing 1970s music, and we also have an interview with Patrick Meyers from Killer Queen coming up at the end of this episode, so be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to catch that interview.
Yeah, they're going to be in St. Louis, was it Monday, October 18th?
October 13th?
13th.
At the Sovereign.
October
yes, so
13th.
So as of in just a
Messed
few
that one
days,
up.
so is the recording of this episode.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to be awesome.
you know, I had to go through, because I like 70s music, and I had to go like refresh my memory. And so I just recently did that. And man, there are a lot of awesome bands that come out of the 70s that I just kind of grew up with and didn't really realize that there was like 70s, you know, because I grew up in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So they're already there. So Matt, why don't you kick us off, man, with 1970s music?
70s. The 70s were groovy, man. 70s were groovy. You know, a lot of these like prog pop bands were shifting into more of a dance music style, which becomes known as
Disco.
probably the most defining music genre of the 1970s. Yeah. And you know, we hear this in things like, you go back and listen to like early Bee Gees.
Yeah.
And it's so not the style that you're used to, man.
Right.
Cocaine, you know,
is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a... Look, there was big hair, big pants, big nostrils, I guess. But you know, as much as people shit on disco, I fucking love it. I was thinking about that the other day.
Baby, my heart is full of love and desire for you. So come on down and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, see? How can you not how can you not be happy? How can
I'm
you
telling
not
you, man.
move?
You gotta move.
If you like
Yeah.
EDM like
You gotta
I
move.
do, you can't help but like disco, right? Because
Yeah.
that's like where it found its roots.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, you know, that and I think that was a big thing in 70s music was like exactly like you said. I mean, they were laying the groundwork for what was going to become modern music. They didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
And what's interesting is right after the 70s, you had the 80s with all the synthesizers started coming into play in the 70s
I
too,
think
right?
disco was like a precursor to like our modern pop music.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not even just that because you know, like Black Sabbath was creating what would eventually become heavy metal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
things like that. As the music styles were evolving, do you know how that started? Did you send me that video recently? Was that you who sent me that?
What video?
Tony Iommi? Where they're explaining like basically how like heavy metal started because I was talking about it.
I might have, man. I mean, I send some fucked up shit when I'm like bored or something.
could have
I'm like,
been-
this would be interesting.
It could have
to
been
talk
somebody
about,
else. Well, I was talking about it with somebody, and then they like stumbled upon the video of like a video of like somebody talking about this, and they sent it to me like, "Hey, look, it's that thing you were talking about, and you were right." And I was like, "Fuck, I know I'm right." Yeah. So basically, Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, and I know we've jumped from disco to metal now, but he was working in a factory. And he got his, like, the tips of, like, I think it was 2, maybe 3 of his fingers, like, cut off on a machine, right?
Sweet.
And it hurt him to play guitar. Now, he, like, put these, like, metal caps, almost like thimbles or something like that, over, you know, to, like, help. But he still couldn't put that much pressure on it. So what he did was he dropped the tuning of his guitar down I think like an octave or something, and that's where we get that low, that that
makes sense. And Nate, you play a little bit of guitar too. It makes sense because the tighter the string, the more force you have to use to like get those notes and stuff. So if it's loose, it's just so you can press it like a little lighter, and so that makes a lot of sense.
Loosey-goosey.
Yeah,
that was Casey's nickname in college.
So what we should probably do, like we
metal
do
fingers,
kindergarten.
What we do every episode is we kind of go around the room and get like a little bit of input on like what favorite song, well, in this case, song from the 70s. So
song, band, genre,
band, genre, sure. It's got to be related to the 70s. So Casey, kick us off, dude.
All right, you can skip me. I got to think about the 70s.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to think.
I think I'm kind of partial to. Are we going to me now?
Yeah, he said skip you.
Yeah,
cool.
I got to think of 70s.
I like when it's my turn.
Take your time. Give the full story.
Oh, you guys want the long version? All right. When I was just a boy, I don't know. I mean,
7 years ago.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different artists, a lot of different bands. I think I'm kind of partial to like sort of the like Elton John, Billy Joel. You know, that kind of like, that pop rock was sort of melding together and becoming something that we hadn't heard much of before, you know?
Okay.
I gotta go with that, I think. Or like, you know, yeah.
You're not going to go with the Skinner.
I got a question. Was Eric Clapton, was he 70s?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Cream.
I didn't know if that was
Yardbirds.
That was the original band. I think, and then Yardbirds turned into Cream.
Was Layla, was that one 70s or was that 80s?
Oh, that's not Cream, is it? That's Eric Clapton.
That's Clapton.
So that would have been after Cream, so 80s.
Layla?
Yeah.
Layla? That's
Derek
80s?
and the Dominoes.
You're right.
Mhm.
Damn it.
So that was 80s.
Oh, suck it.
I'm not even going to say look it up.
Greg, since I've got the camera on you, man.
Favorite 70s? Say Supertramp because I listen.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Nate,
Thanks, Mom.
Take a jumbo.
Shoot.
Cross the water.
Fuck the same baby.
That song, Dream On, comes up. Dream On.
Aerosmith. Yeah,
Is that even 70s? But it reminds
Oh
me
yeah,
of the
absolutely,
70s, right?
70s.
Absolutely.
Let's go with that.
Aerosmith's got to be one of the defining rock bands of the decade.
Well,
Okay,
for
now
sure.
Aerosmith is one of those bands, just like Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Okay, if you listen to like their first couple albums, way bluesy,
Yeah.
way different than
Yeah.
the Aerosmith that most people know.
Oh
Like-
yeah. Well, you know that was kind of
Train kept a rolling
all night long. Train kept a rolling all night long. Well, you know that was one. You know, see, that's kind of like one of those things of like a lot of the rock bands of the '70s. You know, and like they're coming from like that British the what is it the
punk rock and stuff, or
no
ska.
what do they call it? Like the British. I don't remember. Like, why am I blanking on this?
I don't know.
British Invasion. British Invasion.
Yeah.
So the British Invasion bands were kind of like Beatles, Stones, The
Queen,
Who,
right.
you know, yeah. And these were bands that started in the '60s, but then they were like they found their popularity in the '70s, and a lot of these Led Zeppelin, you know, a lot of these bands, like Greg said, I mean, they were inspired by those blues riffs, man. Like it was blues driven.
Well, that's where
rock and
came,
roll.
That's where rock came from.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
your blues, your jazz, your gospels.
Yes, but see, and that's why I say the big name bands are the ones that were really blues driven at that
Man,
time.
Zeppelin is like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have to
Because-
say Zeppelin's probably top dog.
Yeah, well, but see, okay, but then when you get
Because you
like,
can jam like the first 4 Zeppelin albums
Yeah.
front to back.
well, when you get into like prog rock bands like Rush
Oh, man.
and
Well,
Pink
then you talk
Floyd
about Pink Floyd.
and Genesis and Kansas, yeah, I said Rush.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
no, I'm saying.
Okay.
Did you hear the news?
Yes, I
Yes.
did- okay, yeah.
Tori and I are trying to
actually,
get tickets. We're trying to
yeah.
get tickets.
Yeah, because
Oh, it's
Tori's
not
a
Rush?
huge Rush
Yeah,
fan,
huge,
right?
you know,
and
yeah.
so am I.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
going to.
Right.
When I heard
She's
that, I
coming
thought
back.
of you instantly. I'm like, oh shit.
This okay, so
Okay,
so
this
I'm-
picture-
Before we
now.
continue, we got to get around the room We'll come back to this. Put a pin in it.
We gotta get Rob's.
Put a pin in it.
Okay,
All right.
so
No, Nate.
I'll keep it quick since we got to get to Casey too.
Nate said Aerosmith.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, Nate.
My favorght artist from the 1970s is Bill Withers.
I knew you were gonna say Bill Withers, man.
I have to go with that one. Yeah.
I don't know if I know.
Oh, you would know.
Lean
Ain't no
on
sunshine
me.
when she's gone.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know that one. Lean on me.
Lean on me.
on
Lean on me.
Listen,
when you're not strong.
That's Bill Withers.
is that originally Bill Withers?
So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Just the two of us.
Yeah.
You can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
These are the karaoke classics.
You and
here.
I sing them at karaoke. That's
Love
why I
the
like
day.
Bill Withers.
That's why I've
Love the
heard
day.
these. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I've heard
Yeah.
you sing this before.
Okay, now we're gonna get back to Casey real quick.
Oh, the Stones. God, I love the Stones.
Casey,
Yes.
have you come to a decision?
Yeah. Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, they're like majority of these bands like really hit it off at the
I know
late
it's
60s.
hard to. It's hard.
And
to,
then you got Aerosmith, who is 1970. It's like, God, they're fucking good too.
Well, Aerosmith was big in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Pink Floyd hit it off in the
Like
60s.
the Eagles,
but they were
the Eagles
big.
had great shit in the
Oh,
70s.
yeah.
But I don't know if it could top Aerosmith stuff.
Okay, so now we're gonna come back to the topic we just were discussing a few minutes ago with Matt and Rush. We were on topic
Yeah.
of Rush, right?
Ah,
So
right.
Rush
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson have announced that they're gonna go on tour. It's been over 10 years now.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Don't tell me
I
it's been
saw
that
their
long.
last show.
Yeah.
'Cause I know I had an
Oh.
opportunity to
Neil-
go to that and I passed because I'm not the hugest Rush fan.
Oh god.
But since
Love
then,
Yeah.
it's kind of grown on me, and it's like, okay, now I have a second chance.
Yeah,
Now, it's
but
not
it's-
full on. It's not full on Rush.
Neil
I get
Neil
that.
Peart's not there,
Right.
unfortunately.
Right,
Rest in
but
peace.
I can at least say that I got.
Yeah.
I should have never
Now,
declined to go see them.
have
I really
they
should went.
have they
I regret
given
it.
a list of all the cities they're going to?
I know they're going to Chicago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know they're going to Chicago because that's Tori's on the pre-order list. We're gonna
For-
do our best
okay.
to
Wow.
get it.
Okay.
I know they're starting in LA and then they're ending
You know
in
what,
Cleveland.
dude? I'm sensing maybe one like a Culture-copia on the road.
When is this?
June, sometime in June.
June.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go with you guys.
Get on the
That's
pre-order. Get on
Oh,
the pre-order.
shit.
Kings of June.
Shit.
Yeah, that's because we tried to get tickets to Smoke Token. I don't know if you guys have heard of that band. I'm a big fan. Tori's an even bigger fan.
Allison's a huge fan.
And Allison's a big fan. And
Of
the
who?
way they do tickets now,
Lead token.
it's so fucked up. Like I was waiting in the queue for like an hour and a half, and then all of a sudden they were sold out like within
right.
minutes. So I think the best way to get tickets to something like that is going to be on a pre-sale.
Wow, dude.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a guy, dude. Okay.
That's nuts.
Well, you know what? We'll have to talk about the state of like concerts and everything right now because it is really fucking depressing.
Yeah.
But that's another topic for later
Sure,
discussion. 'Cause
sure.
we could go down the rabbit hole. on that.
Yeah, I like
Absolutely.
So, why don't we pick back up?
Okay.
So back on topic.
Fucking Lenny from Of Mice and Men over here. The rabbits. Rabbits, George. Yeah, I mean, okay, to me, I think the 70s music, like, really, there's something special there because I grew up listening to a lot of that with my dad.
Yeah, my mom too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom. had
Yeah,
an
I
album.
did grow up listening to it with your mom. Yes.
Yeah,
No.
that's impossible, but for a number of reasons.
First of all, nothing is impossible
Um,
through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
But my mom had albums and shit. So she was born in 1952. So 1970 she hit 18. So
Yeah.
she was like in her early 20s in the 70s.
Yeah.
So she had all these albums and shit. And like I grew up with like one of the coolest albums is Elton John's, that weird looking Yellow Brick Road, I think.
Yeah.
Is the,
Goodbye,
the,
Yellow Brick
good.
Road.
Yeah, I think is the album on that.
Yeah.
So being a young kid seeing these albums and the album covers, it was the coolest.
The album
yeah.
covers were insane
Yeah.
in the 70s.
Yeah, they were.
So-
Led Zeppelin 3 with the spinning wheel that changes the. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You're the one talking about Zeppelin.
Right.
Led Zeppelin 3 is the one. So the album cover is white. it's a white backdrop and it's got all these little abstract things on it. Kind of almost looks like an I Spy book. You remember those?
I know exactly what.
And it had a wheel, and you could spin the wheel, and like parts of the album cover had like holes in it. And as you spin the wheel, it changed the image of.
See, I've only known it digitally. There's nothing to spin on that.
No, I don't think you could do that.
Yeah.
So you kind of had stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, did you grow up listening to a lot of that stuff?
I listened to a lot older stuff. So like my grandparents,
1830s.
I literally have like one of Frank Sinatra's like very first records, and it's like a fucking book, and it's got a steel plate on the front, and it says Frank Sinatra. Nice. It is old. I listened to a lot of older stuff. My grandpa, he was really big into like the Stones and Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith.
Yeah, man.
He was, he was in high school in the 70s.
Yeah.
So, and like every time, like there's never a time when I'm going over there and he's either watching History Channel or he's watching the movie that he says is based on his life, which was Dazed and Confused. He goes, that was fucking us in high school. That was us in high school.
A better intro to a movie than Sweet Emotion.
That's perfect.
That is like the best intros to like, especially
you got
like
the Pontiac Judge.
Yeah, dude, that intro is just dope.
The cars in that movie. We've talked about that. Greg.
Everything about that movie.
Everything. It's a fucking classic. Yeah.
Some things.
Blue Oyster Cult. Anybody seen the Stone Age?
Well, I mean,
wait. He just mentioned Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Well, Burning for You came on.
Yeah.
The playlist at work today.
Okay.
All right.
Now, time to play B-sides.
Yes.
Okay. So now at work, if you say something that reminds me of a song, or you mention a song, like I'm putting it on the queue. Well, he said time to play B-sides. Okay, time to play B-sides. So you got to play. You got to look up like all the greatest like B-sides. Okay, which actually turned out to be a pretty good little playlist inside.
Right.
There's bugs.
It was a ghost.
This is bad country.
Gnats. Yeah. But yeah,
I get it.
So B-sides.
I got it for you.
Sorry, that just reminded me. Blue Oyster.
Yeah, time to play B-sides.
I'm gonna play B-sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up on more Elvis than anything, so it was like really
okay. Oh, he had some stuff going on in the 70s. He had some partying going on in the 70s. Well,
that was Fat Elvis, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, and a lot of the rock bands and stuff we're talking about. I mean, that was the beginning of hair bands, and like glam rock was like big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Queen, which is the reason we're talking about this right now, was huge in that, man.
Wait,
huge.
Was it 70s that capes became cool? Because I felt like a lot of
I
felt like a lot of 70s bands. Someone had a cape,
capes,
like Kiss.
Kiss
had. It was Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons had a cape.
Gene wore a cape, and I think Ace Frehley maybe at some point.
Yeah,
wore
I think.
A cape.
But
Did
I
Peter
felt like
Frampton wear one.
Who?
Peter Frampton.
He might have at some point.
He might have. I loved his white jumpsuit. That was the best one. Have that fucking skinny, tight ass white jumpsuit.
Everyone in the world knows Frampton Comes Alive. If you lived in the suburbs, you were issued it. Came in the mail with samples of Tide.
Right.
Yeah. Gary Glitter wore a cape too, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
With
yeah.
his name Glitter, you have to wear a cape.
He was. didn't he? He got busted
Elton John.
for like child pornography or
Oh boy.
something.
Okay.
Elton John wore capes. Elton
Right.
John basically wore everything.
Liberace wore a cape.
Yeah. I just remember like seeing like a bunch of like live, and the lead singer from Rolling Stones in one of his songs,
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger, he was wearing a cape, and I was just like, what is it, fucking 70s all about capes?
It was,
Like
man.
fucking superheroes?
David Bowie wore a cape, at least in Labyrinth.
Larry David wore a cape.
True that. Go the Labyrinth.
Larry David wore a cape. When?
Seinfeld.
When did he wear a cape?
When?
I don't remember that. Are you fucking with me?
No,
Like, I
I'm
don't
not.
understand. Like,
What?
Come on,
Season
talk.
6.
oh, okay.
Frank Costanza's lawyer.
Oh, okay.
It's good Cape weather.
Yes. I forgot all about that. Man,
Way
I
to
gotta go
go.
back
That's kind of strange.
Way to go.
Yeah, you're right. As a matter of fact, let's cross the street. Cover me.
Nate, do you have any fond memories of growing up with 70s music or anything like that?
Not really. Most of this conversation is kind of over my head as far as like 70s references go. Like my music taste starts at probably like the early 90s.
Okay,
Some of
nothing
the
wrong with that.
80s. 70s, I have a smattering of things that my parents listen to. Some of the stuff is familiar, but most of this, I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Well,
So,
we had Keishi.
nah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm saying
so
we
Keishi
definitely-
was
growing up.
Keishi was huge and still
It's
is.
still huge.
Yeah.
It's still huge.
You know, Nate, though, it's funny that you say that because, again, like I said, I mean, the 70s were kind of this thing of like, you know, they were laying the groundwork for what was to come, and they didn't even know it yet. I mean, you had these funk bands, right?
Mm.
And they would do live shows, and they were jam bands, you know, so they'd be riffing and whatever, like a little bass solo to the beat of the drum, and then all of a sudden, that's where you get rap music. And I'm not fucking with you. I mean, that's where that shit started.
Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
Boom,
You know.
boom,
Yep.
Oh, did you hear that one interview with David Grohl when he's talking about majority of his when he drummed for Nirvana? It was basically a bunch of like 60s, 70s.
It was disco.
Disco.
It was disco beats.
Disco beats.
Okay.
He was talking
That's
about
fucking
like
awesome.
the Gap Band.
Yeah.
He's like, you listen to that like the beginning of
Yeah.
of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. And he's like, I just basically stole a bunch of stuff from the 60s and 70s.
But see, that's what I'm saying, man. And like that's you know one of the first songs to actually have like be recorded. It might be the first, so I don't want to misquote. But definitely one of the first songs to actually be recorded with like rap in the song was it was a Blondie song.
What Blondie
Really? I didn't
song?
know that.
What Blondie
Yeah,
song?
I don't remember the song, but
Way
it was
to go.
but Debbie Harry starts rapping in the middle of it.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
I don't remember. I think she was actually rapping about Grandmaster Flash. It's like Flash is cool, Flash is something. Yeah, I don't remember how it goes, but I mean, I'm sorry.
You're sorry. Don't be sorry. It's all right.
So, since it's on topic, I want to talk about Queen a little bit because I find it really interesting to see that they were big in the 70s.
Yep.
And then they kind of had a falling off.
Kind of,
Like,
but
in popularity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then what movie came out that shot that because they're the only band to have like a song, the same song on the charts decades apart. Did you know that?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. So when Wayne's World came out,
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody
Jump back up and
was back on pop. Yeah. Mhm.
The car scene?
And that's what really kind of set their career off in the 90s.
Again.
There at the again. Yeah.
Well, you guys
crazy.
have seen the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
With Michael Myers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you caught the joke.
Yes, I did, and I tried to tell somebody that was Mike Myers and that was the joke, and they were like, "That wasn't him," and I was like, "Yes, it
Yeah.
fucking was."
It was him.
It was totally.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
how
like-
could you not
Yeah.
look at that character and not?
yeah.
It was, yeah. But that was the joke he made. Like,
Have you guys- have we all
teenagers
s-
aren't going to want to sing this song in their car.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right?
It's a 6-man song.
Now,
Right.
when you said movie, you know they did the soundtrack for 2 different movies, and that's why I
Wayne
was
did.
like, yeah, Flash Gordon
Yeah.
I did not know that.
and
Flash.
Highlander.
And what?
Savior
Highlander.
universe.
Really? I did not know that
Yeah.
either.
I didn't
that's
know
really
Highlander.
Cool. I did not know that.
Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe.
Dude, I saw Highlander
I knew
one
Flash
time
Gordon.
in
I
my
didn't know that one.
teens.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Highlander?
Not the first one.
Dude.
There can only be one.
Yeah, I've never seen the first one.
Yeah. Nate's still lost.
I'm reading about Queen now. I'm like,
Who's this?
oh, okay. Freddie Mercury had 70,000 people in the stadium. That's pretty
I
fucking
was gonna say he
good.
had 70,000 teeth.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like extra?
Yeah, an extra incisor, which
Mhm.
allowed him to
Wow.
sing an octave higher than the normal Bose or something
Yeah,
like
something.
that. He says it in the biopic, like when he introduces himself to the band.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, I was born with extra incisors, so I can sing an extra octave, an extra octave higher than most people can.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of like that newer movie was really true to like the band stuff.
I don't know, but
Because like the
can't-
fact that he just ran into two of them as they're like for the first band, and they're like packing up, and he just goes and sings while they're like loading up the van.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I like that guy.
The scene at Band Aid is
Yeah.
virtually shot for shot.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's like the performance, yeah. But like them having to like talk him into it and stuff like that that wasn't real. And what you're talking about, like the beginning, so when they had that band Smile,
Yeah.
I think in the movie they like booted the lead singer, and it was like kind of a thing. But
Yeah.
in real life, they were all good friends. And Freddie was friends with them and the lead singer.
So it wasn't like he
Smile,
came up
so-
to them in a parking lot and was like, "I want to be in your band." And
Right. Yeah. It was a little more organic than that. It wasn't so dramatic, but that's what you get with movies sometimes.
Yeah. They got to put the Hollywood. in it.
Hollywood swinging. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, there's so much 70s music that you have to like move to.
Every time I think of like disco and stuff, I
Yeah.
always refer to the movie Mystery Men.
Yeah.
When you got the disco boys and he's
Tony P.
Yeah, Tony P's
And
and he's
Tony
in there
C.
dancing. He's dancing, and Frankenstein walks in. He's like, "It's sad that disco is not dead. Disco is alive."
That was Eddie Izzard.
Yeah, yeah.
Who I don't remember what their name is now. I think they still go by Eddie, but also they have a different preferred name too. I don't remember.
I don't know either.
I know Tori's a big fan of Eddie Izzard. His comedy is pretty
Yes.
fucking-
Oh yeah.
pretty smart, pretty sharp.
Mystery Men's a fucking great movie.
It's
That's an underrated movie, dude. Like, oh my god, we could go. That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Let's go back to music.
Jeez. So what, Rob? I know you said you grew up with a lot of that stuff. Do you have like a favorite album? I know we talked artists, but like, especially since your mom had some of these, she had like some vinyl. My dad did too.
Yeah. So there was some vinyl, and if I had to pick like a favorite album from that, it would be Elton John's Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, you did say that. You did say that.
and
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just the album art, but then like the songs on it. Because
Okay.
there's Goodbye Yellow
Yeah.
Brick Road, and then shit, I'm drawing a blank now. I'm still standing.
I think that was later.
Was that later?
I think that was later. Believe
Benny and the Jets. That's what
Benny
I'm
and the
thinking. Of.
Jets.
That's on
Benny
Yellow
and
Brick
the
Road, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe Honky Cat might have also been.
Honky Cat.
Maybe.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Nope. No, right.
Look it up. You looking at Yellow
I got
Brick
right
Road?
now. Yellow Brick Road. We got Funeral for a Friend.
Uh-huh.
Love Lies.
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. That
Candle
was,
in
I
the
think that
Wind.
was on
Benny
there.
and the
Candle
Jets.
in the Wind.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. This song has no title. Gray Seal. Jamaica.
Oh, Gray
Jerk
Seal
Off.
is so good.
Jimi Hendrix Band of Gypsies. I forgot all about
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Oh yeah, we did forget about Jimmy.
Yeah, Saturday Night's
Yeah,
all right.
Jimi
I
Hendrix,
said that.
man.
Yeah, okay.
Saturday
Yeah.
night's alright. Saturday night's alright.
That is a good album, though.
Like I said, my dad had some vinyl records too, and I had a record player, and I think I wore out Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones and Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. I mean, those were pretty much on a loop.
Fleetwood Mac would be good. My dad was a big Leonard Skinner fan too.
Okay.
So
yeah,
there I had those. I grew up with those albums and just. But man, Skinner's like was outplayed in like the early '90s, 2000s. Now it's become a cliche.
I got so tired of Leonard Skinner because you'd hear "Sweet Home Alabama" and "Freebird" like
so
all the time.
Overplayed.
But if you listen to his first couple of Leonard Skinner albums and skip those tracks, pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Another band we haven't really talked about that I think we should talk about is Santana.
Yeah.
Carlos? Oh, yeah.
Black Magic Woman.
I mean, wasn't a lot of that stuff like the late 60s?
Yeah, but, well, no, they had a lot of stuff in.
I mean, I know he did, but like some of his best were like.
Was probably a little earlier.
Like a little earlier for Woodstock. Like.
And you want to talk about like meme culture bringing a band back?
Black Magic Woman, that was 60s. 68.
Ramjet.
Yeah.
Black Betty.
Yeah.
Whoa, Black Betty. Whoa, Black. Okay.
Isn't that a remake
Amber
Lamps. Isn't that a remake of a remake of a remake?
It is. I looked it up. It's from like the 30s.
Like an old blues song.
Yeah.
That's funny because when Casey said he listened to a lot of older music and Greg was like the 18 something or whatever. you know what that reminded me of? You guys remember the Key and Peele skit where Keegan Michael Key is a DJ and Jordan Peele walks up to him and he's like, "Hey man, I want you to play some old school."
I have seen
and
that.
He's like, "Oh, I got you, man."
Like Tupac or
he's
some
like,
Dr.
"I'll put on some Tupac," and he's like, "No, man, old school." And he keeps going back, and then
he gets all the way back to like Grandmaster Flash.
And he's like, "Oh, my bad, man. I didn't realize you were like that age." He's like, "I got you, old man. I'll put." Yeah, it was like Grandmaster Flash, Sugar Hill Gang, like, and he's like, "No, man, old school." And he puts on like some old like 20s, like, and he's like,
yeah, that was a good one.
Like fucking gramophone shit. Like,
oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that's going to about do it for this episode.
No, wait, I got to mention Bob Seger.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Seger.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for doing that, Greg, because that is another one.
I mean, little late 70s, but still.
Yeah.
And Tom Petty was late 70s.
Yeah.
So Tom Petty's another
Seeger's one of those artists that I love his like lesser known stuff.
Night Moves.
Night Moves is
the
great.
album.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking the
no,
song.
I know. That
right.
whole album. Till it shines. Oh,
Right.
dude. Every time. Like that's one of his best fucking songs. Yeah.
All right. Nothing can beat the saxophone that opens up, turn the page.
Okay, you know what though?
Metallica did it better. No, just joking.
Shut
No,
up.
okay.
I'm just
murder
Awesome.
you, Greg.
shout out to Ryan at work. That's the joke at work. Me and another guy agree that Bob Seger was better.
I'll tell you what rivals that. The sax in Baker Street. Jerry Rafferty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hit your
You
headphones
woke
there.
me up. Little joke.
And real quick, Casey Joseph's
Joe
your
Cola.
bitch.
I knew it. And that shit is pants right next to me.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up for the 70s
Dude,
episode.
what a segue into literally the first time we've ever had a guest
right.
on the show is like, "Hey, welcome to the show, Patrick Meyers. We're very honored for you to be here."
Listen to our latest episode.
Patrick, please forgive them for the no, not what they did. But yeah, so stay tuned. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, we are actually honestly extremely grateful to have Patrick on. Now
it is really a big
opportunity. Rob is going to be the one who is conducting the interview. So, but yeah, absolutely. We're about to head right into that. And again, we just want to thank Patrick Meyers and everyone from Killer Queen and everyone involved.
Be sure to check them out Monday, October 13th at the Sovereign.
The Sovereign in St. Louis. Yep. Yeah, that's really all I got to say, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love you.
All right. So, without further ado, we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah. Tupac lives.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much for meeting with me again, Patrick. It really means a lot to me.
That's right.
I don't want to take any more of your time, so let's get.
But you are.
I'm sorry. Okay. As you get ready to hit the stage here in St. Louis at the Sovereign on Washington Street, what can fans expect from the show? Any surprises or special moments planned for this time?
Yeah, we've got a great show that we've toured it the world over, so we've had a long time to sort of look at this, and we've got an amazing collection of songs that spans Queen's entire career. We've got fantastic costumes that really get it right. And we made sure to look at the band. We want you to look at Brian and think, oh my God, that's so like Brian May. That's just extraordinary, and the same with myself and everybody else. And also we've got a fantastic light show that just looks very entertaining. It's got a lot of special. In terms of the set, we've got a lot of surprises, but we can't tell you what they are because they would no longer be surprises. But no, but yeah. So there's a lot of fun to be had. Queen songs, I think, speak to kind of like totally different generations all at once. And so we get a lot of people bringing their whole families to the shows. So if you've got a family and they love great music, bring them along. That's all we would say.
Absolutely. Killer Queen pays tribute to one of the greatest rock bands of all time. What first drew you to Queen's music, and what inspired you to dedicate your career to honoring Freddie Mercury's legacy? Other than your spitting image of him, by the way.
Thank you. What first drew me to Queen's music was the music. Drew me to Queen's music. It was so good. What is it about Queen's music? Would be, well, the quality of the songwriting, the imagination there, the fact it was just so, it sounded sonically and songwriting wise, it sounded perfect to me. A song like, it's a song like Killer Queen to me just sounds perfect. Bohemian Rhapsody just sounds perfect. Another one, On Bites the Dust, sounds perfect. And, or they'd sound different, stuff like I'd never heard before, like a song like Now I'm Here, to me sounded like, so sort of like interesting and different, and the chord changes and the chops between them were just so original. It sounded like thrilling. And then when I got into the albums, it would happen even more so. Songs that people don't really know, like a song called Brighton Rock, sounded thrilling to me. It sounded like being on a Victorian, it was it's just so exciting. And all sorts of stuff. And also so original, with so many amazing features in different sections of the songs. They were so unpin-downable in terms of their song structure, so that they were just very, cause I was trying to write songs myself at the time, and sometimes trying to write songs in, using changes that they'd use and stuff like that, just to see how it worked from my end. It was always exciting and always rewarding, so they were great for me. They were like a source material. I thought I could eat this up and devour it, and make it my own. And I could hear what they were doing after a while in terms of like traditional Queen progressions chromatically and how they put things in, and how they second verse variations and all sorts. You could hear the craftsmanship, and only more so doing the band. So it was, for me, it was a complete treasure trove that was just wonderful, and it remains so to this day. The band and I talk about Queen song structure on the tour bus to this day. We'll have another conversation about how Extraordinary Show Must Go On was, or something like that. So it remains a source for me of wonder and delight.
I like that. Freddie had such a distinct energy. His voice, charisma, and stage presence are legendary. How do you prepare mentally and physically to embody that level of performance night after night?
Well, you look after your voice, so you do all the things like, warming up and vocal exercises and water and all that sort of stuff. In terms of that energy, I get all my energy from the music. Inspiration is to do with taking breath. It's all to do with air. And I literally, and you're taking breath in to sing all these phrases, but you're taking breath in, and it's just the act of singing inspires me to move. They're all part of the same thing for me. I think you see that with lots of artists. I saw Mick Jagger recording, and he's doing all these moves. While he's recording, and the kind of not very enlightened documentary maker that was filming him says, "Oh, Mick, you do realise this is just an audio recording? No one's going to see you doing that sort of stuff." And Mick was very patient, but just looked at him in a kind of, you don't know what you're talking about. It's that's how you get that performance. That's how you get. That's how you get. You can be stock still. You can do it. Every person's different. But there's an energy and there's a vitality to movement and music, breath, and movement, and inspiration, and being alive in the moment. That's the same for actors. It's the same for singers. It's I do this every night on stage, but I've read about it. I was trained in acting. Someone called Cecily Berry was always, talking about that, and who trained lots of actors. So that's how I do it. And I think Queen's music is an inspiration to me. Literally every night, but also artistically.
Yeah. Queen's music has connected with generations of fans. What's the most memorable reaction you've received from someone in the crowd who's been moved by your performance?
They're often, people say things like they feel like they've seen a Queen show, and that to me is the highest accolade anything that anyone could say. That is the highest, absolutely the highest. And it still takes my breath away when people say that. I'm just delighted for them. But also, that's, it's an extraordinary thing to sort of say. So we don't take anything like that for granted. People often, when they write to me, they often write about an element of their life that's happened, which I'm not going to go into here, but it's happened a lot, that this has happened and this has happened and this has happened. And then we've seen your show and then this has happened. There's been a sort of cathartic reaction to, whether it's someone's passing or whether it's someone's beautiful thing that's happened. It could be sad and it could be happy. It could be lots of different things, but life has just happened in its various guises, in its various manifestations. And then this concert's helped do something with that life. It's been a moving on point. It's been an epiphany point. It's been a great, moment. Or they've just had a chance to relive their youth, something as simple as that, or they brought the whole family to see the show, and all the generations were all singing the same song together, and they thought, this, how many times in our lifetime is this going to happen where we can look down, we're all singing a song together in a concert with our arms in the air, and and it means the same thing to each, well, it means different things, but it means the same amount to each generation, and that's precious to me. So those are the things that get me. Those are the things that, any reaction to the show I listen to and want to, respond to or react to, or, but those are the ones that stick with me. Yeah.
On that note, can you describe the feeling when someone reaches out to you and says, "I've gone through this moment in my life, and I went to a show and it just completely give me a different perspective or changed my outlook as an artist"? What's that like?
It's extraordinary. As I was saying before, it's, not every message is like that, but we've had more than a few over the years that have been like that. Most messages, are sort of slightly more, "We had a great time, we really enjoyed it, thank you very much, when are you coming back?" But you do get some of, which is, it's when it goes beyond that it, you think, oh, blimey, that's, I think it's a testament to how much Queen's music meant to them in the first place, because what you're doing is, it's lovely that they think that you're able to manifest some of that energy and make that happen for them. But essentially, what you're doing is your music is almost, it's like a sponge, it soaks up your life as you go through life. And sometimes, if you squeeze the sponge, bits of your life will come back at you, it unlocks things, you know, and it releases things. It's cathartic, you know. So we've been, you know, and I think music and a good concert will do that. A good concert will, you know, it doesn't, you know, a tribute concert, you know, I guess is sort of trying to do that really, because it's locking into, you know, very much the past and, but making it part of the present and bringing it, you know, so it's alive and in the moment. So all these things sort of come out in the moment, you know, so I think that's part of the magic of music. And I think in our case, I think it's part of the magic of Queen's music and the quality of the music and the fact that it's been around so long. It's permeated people's lives in so many ways. And so we're a mechanism that, you know, squeezes that and releases all of that, you know. So, you know, sounds like a medical procedure rather than a concert. Let's lighten it up a bit. So yeah, no, but I think we're a good release for people, and that's, so it feels great to when you get those messages, but we just essentially we want to give people a good time.
Yeah. Well, last but not least, my co-host Matt couldn't be here today for a work reason. Even though it's less popular by the bigger fans of Queen sometimes, he is partial to Queen's later studio album releases. Do you have a favorite era of Queen's music?
Yeah, I mean, when you say less popular, I guess you're talking about the American market. What you've got to understand is that Queen, all those albums that you're talking about, their later albums, you know, like, you know, Innuendo, Miracle, and Made in Heaven, they were massive in England. They're all huge #1 albums, you know, with #1 singles, and, you know, Innuendo was #1 as a single. You know, I think America thinks, oh, this was what it was like for us, therefore the rest of the world didn't.
The rest of the world has to agree.
The rest of the world has to be exactly the same as America, and obviously that's not the case, you know. The rest of the world was absolutely in love with Queen, but America, for some reason, there were some business deals that went wrong with Payola Radio or whatever, and the fact that they wouldn't tour over there, and, you know, it didn't ripple the surface. It was only things like Wayne's World that brought it back to, you know, and then Freddie dying, obviously. So, you know, I think in terms of your mate liking those, your co-host liking those, your co-host liking those albums, I love them too. I mean, Innuendo is one of my all-time favorite Queen albums. So I think it's extraordinary. I think it's an amazing song, and an amazing album. And it blew me away when I heard it, you know, sat down and listened to the whole thing and thought, wow, you know, it made me so excited for Queen, thinking that if they can do this now, they'll get, I thought they're going to be with me for life. You know, I thought there'd be a new Queen album every couple of years. And if they're capable of just flooring me when I was, 20, I think, when that came out, 1920, something like that. I thought they're going to be everything I wanted to be, which was the band that I discovered in my childhood that was going to take me through the rest of my life. And obviously it didn't happen, you know, because that was Freddie's last album while he was alive. But the album after that they did posthumously, Made in Heaven, also has some extraordinary stuff on. And it hangs together really well as an album, but it has some extraordinary stuff. A song like Mother Love and the reworking of Made in Heaven, I thought was great. So yeah, I agree with you, mate. I think the late period stuff was wonderful.
And then one follow-up question.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on the biopic Queen? Because I really enjoyed it, and we had an argument, a discussion rather, on the accuracy, and I was just wondering your opinion on overall the accuracy of it and how well it was received.
I think there's some obvious inaccuracies that I can't really explain away as artistic license or storytelling. You know, there was the Fat Bottom Girls that they put instead of Now I'm Here. And then I thought, it's because I don't want to play Now I'm Here. And they're discussing Freddie's sort of awakening of his, you know, sort of, orientation. So they're contrasting it against the Fat Bottom Girls song. But I thought it was such a glaring, and then they played Now I'm Here later in the film. And I thought you didn't really need to do that. You know, that was going to cause more trouble than it was worth. You know, I thought that was to me, that felt like, a step in the wrong direction. But I think, and there are other things about when happened when and who was looking like what when, but it needs to work as a film, and it needs to not work as a Wikipedia page, you know. And so I can see that you need to shape things and bend things and keep a sort of truth about it if it's not a literal truth about it. That said, there are a few things I would have changed that bother me. But there's a lot to be positive about. I think that outweighs the other stuff. I'd have liked to have seen. There are certain things I'd like to see more about Freddie's performance in the film that were nothing to do with Rami, but more to do with the script. But there are other things that I thought were amazing. I thought the guy they got to play in Rami was, won his Oscar, and so all kudos to Rami. The guy who played Brian May, I thought was absolutely amazing.
And he looked just like him.
He sounded like him. He moved like him. I thought he'd really nailed it. He was originally got in for a script reading. When they just booked as an actor to read with other people, but when they were auditioning for the film, or a round table read of the first draft of the film, or something like that, And so he came already prepared and started doing that performance before he was even offered the role or even thought of for the role. He was just thought of as a guy to read the script. And everyone was so impressed with what he did. And his agent rang him up and said, just do that again and go in for a proper audition. And he got in and he sold it. So he was amazing. So, I've got overall, I'm pleased with the film. I'm pleased it did so well. I have a few things that I would have liked to have seen differently, differently done. But, I can be, I'm like that with everything, I can be quite nitpicky about stuff. So I can enjoy it and be nitpicky at the same time, So, there we are,
So before we go, I know we're wrapping up on time, but is there anything else you would like to add to the interview?
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing St. Louis. We've done it before, but we've not done this venue. So, and it's venue. Come and see our show, but also come and support this new venue because venues they're tough to get off the ground, and and they need a lot of support because they can become a real diamond in your life if you can make this place work, and be another great place to go out in. But you've got to show up to make that happen. So that's why we're doing the show. Yeah, I think it's between 7:30 and 8. I think normally our show is 7:30 and 8. So if you're in the ballpark for around 7, you should be okay. But that's why we're here. We're supporting a new venue. We want to make it work, and let's all pull together and have a great evening. Great evening out.
Sounds great. I look forward to it. I will be there, so I will be waving at you and saying hi. So
fantastic. Look forward to seeing you.
You too, Patrick. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with us. You had the honor of being our first guest on the podcast, and I couldn't have.
Oh, really?
Yes, I couldn't have pictured it going any better, despite the technical difficulties that we had earlier. So,
that's all right.
Patrick, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I will see you Monday evening.
Pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.